Stone upon stone, prayer upon prayer, silence upon noise. Here, water flows between continents, and history flows between epochs. We came here for a weekend, June 2025, a brief pause between the rush of everyday life. We stayed at Adamar Hotel, a small, cozy place in the old town. On our first afternoon, we crossed the Bosphorus by ferry to Asia and spent time in Kadikai. We walked without a plan, stopped where we felt like stopping, tasted, observed, listened. On the way back, we watched the illuminated silhouette of the old city. Morning in the old town awakens slowly. The sun rises above domes and minarets. Golden light slides along the stone walls. We started the day in silence underground. The Basilica Cistern is one of the most impressive sights in Istanbul. Built in the 6th century to store water during wars, sieges, and droughts. As we descend, the air cools, sounds fade. Hundreds of columns rise from the water like a forest of stones. Even myths have their place here. Medusa heads inverted and turned as if deliberately preserving an ancient mystery. Stepping back into daylight, we soon find ourselves at Hagia Sophia. It's not just a building, it's history where different eras merge. Church, mosque, museum, mosque again. Built in the 6th century, for more than 1,000 years, it was the largest church in the world. Inside, golden mosaics meet Islamic calligraphy. Here, history doesn't fight, it lives together. Nearby, the Blue Mosque, bright, spacious, calm. When you enter, you first feel space, not size, space. Thousands of blue tiles cover the walls. Carpets soften every step. Voices fall quiet on their own. Even in a crowd, you feel alone, a place where you want to stay, simply to be. After layers of history, we longed for simplicity. We had lunch in a small cafe. I don't remember its name, but sometimes in travel, feelings matter more than names. In the afternoon, we walked to the Grand Bazaar, one of the oldest covered markets in the world. It has lived since the 15th century and still pulses with life. Everything moves here: gold, carpets, spices, voices, bargaining. It is chaos, but warm and human. In the evening, we returned to the hotel. Dinner on the rooftop. Above us, the sky. Around us, minaret silhouettes, lights, a city that never fully sleeps, and water reflecting time. We watched, we felt. Between past and present, between noise and silence, between two shores, between water and stone, between time and a moment. Morning again. This time the light is softer. It doesn't flood, it touches. The air is fresh, lasting only a few moments. The city is not fully awake yet. The streets briefly belong to those who rise early. Dolmabahce Palace greets us with grandeur. White stone walls glow in the sun, ornate gates like lace. Inside, crystal chandeliers, gold details, marble, grandeur that speaks of a time when power was measured in shine. Long, symmetrical facades face the Bosphorus, aware of their own magnificence. Another side of Istanbul, imperial, representative, European. Yet behind the beauty lies history, sultans, decisions of state, and the last breath of an empire. And beside it, water, the Bosphorus, always water, a reminder that everything moves in waves. Empires, too, are only temporary waves. Later, Istiklal Street. Here, the city shifts rhythm again. A wide pedestrian avenue pulsing with life. People, voices, steps, scents, flavors, smiles. A red historic tram rolls through the crowd. Shop windows filled with sweets, modern brands beside old shops. Istiklal is the present, moving, speaking, sometimes loud, alive.
derdini çekemem gönül, ben senin derdini.
Somewhere between palace silence and street noise, between gold and sugar syrup shine, between empire and tram bell, you realize the city constantly moves between contrasts, and maybe that's why it feels so real. The Bosphorus, on one side, Europe, on the other, Asia. Between them, water, palaces, wooden houses, mosques shift along the shoreline. History floats past your eyes. In the evening, the city doesn't calm down. It simply changes its breathing rhythm. A voice rises from a minaret, spreads across the square, merges with another. Sounds envelops everything. Even the air seems to pause and listen. On the final morning, the city no longer surprises. It simply allows you to be. The square is almost empty. Fresh air reminds you the day is just beginning. Seagulls splash in the fountain, bold, wide, alive. Water rises in small sprays, briefly shining in the sun. The city still belongs to the morning and to those who stop to notice. Later, ballad, paint peeling in places and therefore even more real. Colorful houses lean into each other on narrow sloping streets. Steps, each one like a different mood. We leave a little calmer than when we arrived.